Britain's main opposition party has called on the government to reveal how it plans to end its coronavirus lockdown. So Labour leader Keir Starmer says mass testing is likely to play a big role in any exit strategy. He's also urging the government to put in place quickly the necessary planning, investment and infrastructure. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab is due to review the country's lockdown tomorrow. And Mr. Raab is deputising for Prime Minister Boris Johnson, as we know, who is still recovering from COVID-19. The nationwide lockdown has been in place for more than 3 weeks. Britain has recorded more than 12,000 coronavirus deaths and nearly 94,000 infections. Ollie Barrett, he's on the line from London right now. Ollie, well, first, the government, we know, is widely expected to extend this lockdown. Can we agree on that?
Well, in a sense, the lockdown has already been extended. When Boris Johnson first announced it, it was announced and put in place for a period of 3 weeks, after which the government said it would be reviewed. Well, we have gone past that 3-week point now by several days already. So when that decision, if and when it comes on Thursday, is announced, we do expect certainly that the government will extend the lockdown further. Very, very unlikely indeed that the government is going to suddenly announce that it's being removed. And we expect that the government will make that decision, will make that extension probably through until early May. May the 7th is being pointed out as one of the potential dates that the government might decide that the lockdown could be extended until.
And is there any indication so far or as yet of how the government plans to reverse all these restrictions that are in place?
Well, look, let's be very clear. These discussions are being had behind closed doors. It's not that the government is not looking at how and when to ease the restrictions. The problem for the government, though, is that it doesn't want to signal to the British public just yet that they can relax in terms of the observation of social distancing, safe distancing guidelines, rules, regulations, whatever you want to call them. So it is saying we need to get past the peak of the outbreak before we can announce to the public how we are going to ease these measures. But once we've got to that point, as I say, the government has been looking at modelling and data to work out exactly how the restrictions might be eased and in what order. We're not going to suddenly, in early May, see all of the restrictions taken away. It could be, for example, that schools start to go back as one of the first measures, that some extra shops could be allowed to open with safe distancing guidelines very much observed. Some parts of the economy opened up, with others remaining effectively closed. So certainly it'll be phased, and certainly it's something that the government doesn't want to talk too much about until it's past the peak of the outbreak.
All right, many thanks for that update. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.